All right, music fans, welcome back. It's Dave, the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people just like you right there and just like me here. Let's cover Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks going way back. My theory, and the theory I think is actually taken on more substance as time has gone on, is Lindsey Buckingham's ouster, his removal from Fleetwood Mac, may have been something that was orchestrated maybe a couple, 2, 3 years ago. A lot of people have said that, well, when Tom Petty passed away, Stevie Nicks wanted Mike Campbell in the band. And at that point, Lindsey was toast. I think this campaign to get rid of Lindsey actually started just a little bit before Tom passed away. And you started to see these articles about, possible abuse in the relationship between Stevie and Lindsey. Abuse that had originally been called arguments, okay? Abuse that had originally been called disagreements. Whether it was the Buckingham Nicks album cover, which apparently Stevie Nicks objected to, or the way they recorded music, or the way they wanted to promote themselves. And this surfaced a little bit at the Music Cares event, that Stevie was being fairly long-winded in her speech, and pretty much everyone in the band were rolling their collective eyes at Stevie, Lindsey included, and then at that point that gave Stevie carte blanche to just remove him from the band. But all of this stuff created a narrative. Well, maybe Lindsey Buckingham abused Stevie Nicks. Maybe, he was just a lousy person to be with, and good for Stevie for getting away from him. And then all of this emotion and turmoil was inspiring as musicians, and they went into the studio and they recorded Rumors, and that was a once-in-a-lifetime event where all of this emotion was converted into music, and you had really some of the just finest music ever made. 20 million records sold. That's a double diamond here in the United States. That's insane. But taking that old narrative and kind of repackaging it in today's political climate, where all these accusations are being thrown out there. Some of them stick, some of them don't, but everyone is encouraged nowadays to point out anything that had happened in the past. And then I think that has gotten magnified to a place where it's probably not healthy, because it turns arguments into abuse allegations. And I think that is not a good thing for humanity, because we're always going to have disagreements and arguments about things, men and women especially. It's just how we're hardwired. But it makes for a really good narrative if you want to dispose of somebody who was indispensable, somebody whose art and passion were the reason the band succeeded in the first place. There's no question in my mind that the only way to surgically remove Lindsey Buckingham from this group was to create some type of false narrative. It was tried again when everybody sat around in a circle and they said, hey, he didn't want to participate. We all agreed that we wanted to go on tour, and he said no. Which we found out via emails that Lindsey put out himself. We found out that that wasn't the case. But there were enough people out there who kind of knew this relationship narrative, and they were siding with Stevie Nicks big time. And then you couple that with sort of this girl power induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which to me came out of nowhere very coincidentally. You put all of these pieces together and you think to yourself it was the perfect storm. And if they were going to get rid of Lindsey and keep, their reputation intact and save face and sell tickets, which they've been selling tickets, maybe not selling out all the events, but they're coming close enough where I'm sure they're making a decent profit. All of this converged, and Lindsey is no longer. And it's sad because I think some of this political stuff seeped into this and took hold, and unfairly so. Lindsey Buckingham has been a stable husband and father for decades now, and he doesn't really deserve what he's getting. In fact, if anybody should be honored at that Hall of Fame ceremony, it should be Lindsey Buckingham for his work as a producer, an arranger, and for his solo body of work as well. Look, the Hall of Fame has nominated avant-garde artists before, but the narrative, again, going in and coming from Stevie Nicks is that, hey, Eric Clapton is in this thing like 6 times. It's like leveling the playing field or evening up the score. And I'm about merit. If you deserve to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, then you should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This shouldn't be about checking all the appropriate boxes off. But the whole thing kind of reeks of politics that I think have seeped into everything, and it's just sad. I'm sad for Lindsey Buckingham because, again, then the guy has open heart surgery and may not be able to sing again. All right, done with this video. I know it's somewhat controversial, but hey, it's what I do. See ya.